Now this is like a spiraling horn. Does it keep getting thicker as it goes down? It looks like so. Okay, that's interesting. How do I get a regular horn again? Yeah, you start with a cone and then you turn it on its side and it becomes a horn. You can see it. It's all horny. How about this concept? You take the horn, you make it long, you make it longer. And then I can kind of see like, it's an Ouroboros here. It keeps eating itself. Like if I can tilt it up, what would I have? I have something kind of similar to what I'm looking for. It might be easier to tell with a smaller horn. It really might be. I mean, you can kind of actually see the makings of it. Yeah, tilting the horn down right here. Like you can see the peak and you can see it spiral around. It's just the horn itself needs to be smaller. So I guess I need to like half the size of the paper, rotate it like this, and now make a smaller top. Yeah, I have a smaller cone now. So then you just kind of stretch it out in length even more. Try this long. So you tilt it down, then rotate it sideways. Whoa, it's a super horn. Okay, I think I made it double the length on accident. So you go to this length instead, tilt it down, rotate it, and I like this repetition. Hopefully it helps people understand what's going on. And I mean, now you can see the shape taking place. It has a weird bottom, but I think the completed shape does too. It just gives it to me. Awesome. I gotta make horns. I recognize these, but I don't remember how I got to them. Did it have anything to do with the hourglass? Because it looks like it should, actually. It looks like it should. Yeah. Okay. I do remember how to do it. Now, it is a little off. They're not equal sizes, but the game's forgiving. It's like the horns, but they're kissing. They also touch at the tips. Happy Pride Month. I imagine I still need an hourglass, but it's going to be different this time. It's either going to be like double size or half size. I'll try both. I don't know which to expect. But it's going to be one or the other. Whoa. All right, it's probably going to be half size. So I go half size here, and then flatten this, turn it up, and then make the short hourglass. Does this work? No, because it doesn't wrap around. But now, hold on. If I make it tall like this, and then even taller, would they go around and... No, it's like I gotta find the exact perfect size for the bases to touch. It's gotta stretch out perfectly to the width of this checkerboard. How is the hourglass's height calculated? Well, I guess it's a right triangle. So it's like the tilted square is the hypotenuse. And then the distance from this tip to the ground is one side. And the distance from that next point to the other tip is the other side. And the two shorter sides are equal, so it's a 45, 45, 90 triangle. Anyway, the side lengths are 1, 1, and square root of 2. So in order for the height to be 1, the side must be square root of 2. But instead of just going for a side length of the square root of 2, maybe I could just take the length of 2 and just hoist it at a different angle? Because in order to get a height of 1, all I would need is a 30, 60, 90 triangle. Height of 1, hypotenuse of 2, and then distance of square root of 3. So really, I just got to figure out how to tilt this at a 30-degree incline. Interesting. 30, 60, 90 triangle. How on earth do you make it? I've been messing around. Look at this fun little thing I made. Step, 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 step. But not a 30, 60, 90 triangle. It doesn't even have to be 30, 60, 90. It just needs to be any triangle whose height off the ground is either 1 or 1/2 or 1/4. I think even an 1/8 would be fine, which is why I'm trying this extraordinarily tiny top. Like I could stretch it out a bit more. But it's a little demented. Somehow there's a third horn that got caught here. Excuse me? How did this happen? I think with a little bit of trial and error, and by a little I mean a lot, I'm pretty sure I found something that has a height of 1/2. Like if I stretch it out. Yeah, it does look like a half horn, split right down the middle. It's just these other proportions are bad, so I'm going to try to smooth those out first. Smooth it this way, twist it, and then smooth it this way as well. But it's still length half. Means that if I take this, put it here, hopefully it just gives it to me. I forgot to make the side lengths equal. That's important. I literally had to go back and watch the recording because it was just pure trial and error. But this is how I did it. Took the vertical paper, rotated it 45 degrees. Took this new paper, rotated it like so. And I think it was this paper that was key. Oh, what the fuck? I did it again on accident. This dimension, the horizontal dimension right now, is 1/2. So the dimension of this one is 1. If I were to take this, it would then have a height of 1. Wait, no, it fucking doesn't. How did this happen? A dimension here is a half. How do I keep that? Is it still a half when I do this? It better be. Okay, it is still a half when I do that. Let me just flatten it real quick. Still a half. Now a whole. And now the correct-ish shape. It should give it to me. You gotta be kidding me. Is it because it doesn't flare out as much? Oh, maybe there's a simpler way to do it this whole time. What if, again, this is just secretly a semicircular hourglass, and I never even realized? Like, actually, if I just adjust the paper around, I could just easily create a semicircle with the height of 1, which I think would look exactly like this. It's gotta be it. Hopefully it doesn't need to be too touchy, because this looks about right. Looks like the correct width as well. Yeah, this looks about right. Much easier than just trying to get to a height of 1 the other way. Of course, it's not perfect, but it should give it to me now. That's actually the correct shape. Phew! This level seems interesting, because it appears to be like an iteration on something we did before. So I think I already get how to do this, but I'm going to walk you through like my thought process. So you remember how like if you took the cone and turn it on its side, you would get the Viking horn? So this is a lot like the Viking horn, but wiggly. It's got 8 layers, like an 8-layer wedding cake. So I imagine I gotta start with an 8-long paper that has 8 bumps on it, and then reduce its width like this, and then create the 8-layer wedding cake, right? Hopefully it gives it to me. So I take it and then turn it on its side, and I get the cool helix. It may not give it to me though, because it was a little off. Yeah, a little big among other issues. Just be clear, matching its size isn't going to make a difference. Oh, it does. Good. This one's just like a smooth square. Well, it's like a donut, but its bumps are maybe more subtle. Like if you compare this to a perfectly circular donut, which I should just do, it looks like to me that there's a few bumps difference. It looks like there's 4 bumps, 1 on each corner. So let me try, starting with, again, the cylinder. And this makes 2 bumps on the cylinder, so I gotta make it longer. I'll make a 4-bump cylinder, and then reduce its width. Then when I expand it, yeah, it is pretty square-like. That probably just is it. Now this is more my speed. This one, it's like almost a 4-leaf clover. Is this like what happens when I try to make a donut on a square circle? Or maybe like take a cylindrical? Oh, it's like a cylinder, but the square on the sides. Then like, what if I take the circle and put it on the square circle? Yeah, that's what happens. How cool. A little demented. Still gives it to me. How about this? It's like a sphere inside a sphere. Or rather, 2 sphere halves of differing sizes. Well, this seems like a cross-section type level. Although, what a complicated cross-section this is, because it is 2 sphere halves, just getting a better view of it. Why is there the long stretch one? Why is there wide transformation? Oh, I could almost picture it. It would come out on the circle. Oh, this is so hard to think about. So the desired cross-section would end up on the circle. In order to do that, I would almost need to make like a top hat. So like if I had this long piece on the long checkerboard here, I think it would be placed here. It would go down about 2 tiles, go across, and then back up. So I guess it's a box. It is very box cylinder-like. Hold on. So if I start, I could actually get said box. But then I gotta like stretch it. Oh, but the box isn't the right length. If this box happened to be half length, it would be perfect. But instead this box is like almost 3/4 length. And you could kind of imagine with the circle, like it's coming into shape, but just too much of a rotation. Surely it doesn't work like this, right? I don't think it would. I just want to make sure. That looks cool. Well, I feel like the box just needs to be the correct size in the first place. So if I start like this, I could then actually have the exact shape I want. Like just skip to the circular transformation, right? Might be a little off scale, but I think this would just work. Oh, no. The intersection needs to poke the opposite direction. Silly me. Yeah, this protrusion needs to be on the other side. What would that look like on the checkerboard then? I think it'd look like more of a zigzag. It would go over, up, over, down, over. Frankly, I wonder if I can start on that by just taking from the square circle and then making... Oh, I mean, this looks really close to the shape. It's just its angles are a bit twisted now. I know what I want, I just haven't figured out how to precisely get there yet. Well, this looks really, really, really close. It's almost the perfect shape except for this little gap here. How about I just keep it on a grid? That way it's not getting messed up. It's not. Yeah. Keep it snapped to the grid. Everything should be good with the good old grid snapping. Now, I guess I didn't really think about the proportions of the circle, but this looks a lot better. Oh, this looks beautiful. A little short, but exactly the same. Thank you, grid. Here I gotta make a 3/4 donut. Yeah, it does appear to be a perfect donut. It doesn't seem to be bigger on one side than the other. Oh, but it is closed off. You see, you make a donut by transforming a cylinder like this, but if I took like a half cylinder, you can actually see the donut is hollow on the sides. I don't know if I've ever made one that isn't hollow. And I guess actually my cylinder in the first place is hollow, so I guess I gotta cover it up. Would I want to cover it on both sides? I guess I would, so I can almost picture how I would want to do it. So if I take this piece and the long side is just equivalent to what used to be on the checkerboard, I should, yeah, have a filled in cylinder. And it is filled in on both sides. Now, maybe this is just good enough, huh? Maybe it's 3/4 length. Oh, it is 3/4 length. It actually even looks like the right proportion, too, so I hope I just nailed it and don't have to tweak it. Yeah, okay, cool. How about this one? It's a weird bulb. And only 2 transformations, so how hard could it really be, right? Well, this feels like a cross-section type level. I gotta create some sort of squiggly line, like a sine wave. I don't know how to do that. I imagine I have better odds if I put the paper on here. Like, it kind of wiggles. Maybe if I rotate it, it wiggles more. I mean, at most it does one bend. So what, maybe multiple iterations of this? So, like, I take a squiggle and then try to, like, re-squiggle it? I mean, this looks squiggly of sorts. Certainly not getting me the shape. What, do I have to squiggle it again? But it feels like its size is all wrong. But I guess it actually is at least starting to resemble pottery. I mean, it needs to protrude much more than it currently is. This level just seems really finicky. And also, I mean, its height is really short too. How do I get one of these to be taller? Was the height even close to begin with? Yeah, actually, the height is exact to begin with. Well, but here's the thing. This is the straight height of the paper, where on the bulb it's wiggly, so the cross-section is much more paper than the current paper I have, so I still have to extend its length. Okay, let's think about how I could do that. Well, doing this feels like it makes the paper longer, but it actually might not be longer. Oh, but if I do this, like, then take it and move it up, that does make it longer. Actually, it is a bit more wiggly now, so this is kind of interesting. I mean, it is huge. That's interesting, though. That's very interesting. To make a large bend, and then maybe I'd just do it again. Maybe I got to make it squiggly and then expand. I mean, this is, like, really squiggly here. And I'm trying to figure out how I can make it a little longer. This is an interesting shape, too. I guess I have to calculate it more, but actually calculating it seems really annoying. Where this is close, probably not it. I was hoping to just give it to me. This looks cool, though. Alright, I gotta envision the desired cross-section and probably work backwards. No more messing around. Maybe I could think about just how I would get a cross-section that looks like that. So kind of a straight line with like a candy cane twirl. Yeah, maybe a candy cane. Kinda like that. It's been known to candy cane. Oh, so I take it, and honestly, I mean, I get the shape I'm referring to. Is it good enough, though? I mean, it looks close. It does. I think it just bends a bit too much in the wrong way. What if I tilt it a bit more? What if I get a bit more of a... Ooh? It's just the wrong angles. It's the right shape, wrong angles. It needs to be more precise. Yeah, as much as I like the cane idea, it just doesn't seem to get me exactly to there. What can I do that's more elegant, then? I can make a cylinder and... Well, I guess I can move the cylinder around the circle checkerboard. This is actually starting to look sine wavy. Yeah, okay, this is actually pretty interesting here. Do I have anything good? I mean, yeah, I have the shape. I just straight up have the shape. There is nothing else to it. It was that easy. I can't believe it. Nice. Yeah, it's never finicky. It really felt like there was nothing to do, though. Whoa, what is happening now? Oh, that is pretty. I never did get the show that the level select is also geometrically satisfying. Like, this is made, and then this is what the main game pre-credits looks like. I love how you select the levels, and then the separate stars are like bonus worlds. So I completed an octagon, and I guess next time I'll take on the decagon. What shapes is this game hiding? Thank you all for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. More Tandis coming soon. Have a wonderful day, and peace.